What if the danger never really ended? What if the darkness that Wednesday Addams defeated last season was only the beginning, and something far more ancient and personal is now watching her every move? After the brutal events at Nevermore Academy, Wednesday Addams thought she had faced the worst. The mysterious murders, the secret Hyde monster, and a web of betrayal shook the very walls of the academy. But as Season 1 closed, things were far from over. In fact, everything was only just beginning. Let's rewind to that cold, rainy night when it all came crashing down. Wednesday had finally unmasked Tyler Galpin as the Hyde, a creature controlled by the twisted mind of Marilyn Thornhill, who was actually Laurel Gates in disguise. Laurel had been using Tyler to destroy outcasts one by one, driven by an old family grudge. Wednesday, with her fierce instincts and fearless mind, tracked them down and stopped them. But the cost was Hideout Principal Weems, who always seemed unreadable, was murdered while trying to protect the school. Her death left a hole in Nevermore's leadership, and now the academy stands in confusion. Without Weems' control, new powers are beginning to stir, and not all of them have good intentions. Meanwhile, Wednesday's friendships were tested like never before. Enid Sinclair, her colorful and bright roommate, finally unlocked her werewolf transformation. In the darkest hour, she stepped up to defend Wednesday, showing that even the most opposite personalities can form the strongest bonds. Their friendship was a major highlight of Season 1, proving that Wednesday doesn't need to smile to care. Then there was Xavier Thorpe, the brooding artist with psychic powers and a complex past. He tried hard to help Wednesday, but their relationship was filled with tension. Trust didn't come easy. At one point, even Xavier was suspected of being the Hyde, though proven innocent. The emotional distance between him and Wednesday only grew. By the time the final credits rolled, Wednesday was no longer the girl who had arrived at Nevermore with just sarcasm and a typewriter. She had faced loss, discovered betrayal, and come close to death more than once. And just when things seemed quiet, just when she thought she could breathe again, she got that chilling message on her new phone. 3 disturbing images, a masked stalker, and one short, haunting sentence: "I'm watching you." It wasn't over. Not even close. Now in Season 2, Wednesday will return to Nevermore knowing that someone out there is following her every move, and this time it's personal. The Hyde may be gone, but something older, something darker is rising. And somehow, it's all connected to her family, maybe even to Wednesday herself. As a storm brews over Nevermore, the girl in black must prepare for a new kind of horror. Because this time, she's not just solving a mystery. She is the mystery. It starts with a knock on the Addams family mansion door. A storm rages outside, thunder crashing through the night sky, and standing in the doorway is someone they thought they'd never see again: Ignatius Addams, Gomez's long-lost brother. Tall, eerily calm, and dressed in old-fashioned morning clothes, Ignatius brings not warmth, but warning. He's not here for family bonding. He's here because something ancient has awakened in the Addams bloodline. And Wednesday? She's at the center of it. Season 2 expands the Addams world in chilling ways. As Wednesday returns to Nevermore Academy, she quickly realizes the school is no longer the same. The halls feel colder, the paintings seem to whisper, and there's a new presence watching her from the shadows. The position of principal has been filled by Dr. Lenora Blackthorne, a strict and mysterious woman with an odd interest in ancient curses and family histories. She claims she's here to restore order, but her eyes follow Wednesday a little too closely. Is she protecting the school, or studying it? In the classrooms, a few new faces begin to shift the energy. Cashin Vale, a transfer student from a forgotten European outcast academy, arrives with a talent for shadow, magic, and a cold stare that seems to look right into people's fears. No one knows much about him, except that he was expelled from his last school under mysterious circumstances. He speaks little, but his presence near Wednesday is constant, too constant. Is he obsessed, or is he hiding something deeper? Meanwhile, Uncle Fester returns, but something is off. He's more forgetful than usual, waking up in strange places and speaking in riddles. There are moments when he doesn't recognize his own family. At first they joke about it. Classic Fester being. Fester, but soon it's no longer funny. Fester begins to draw strange symbols in his sleep, the same ones from the ancient prophecy hidden beneath Nevermore. Could he be possessed? Or is his connection to the Addams legacy deeper than anyone knew? Enid, now more confident in her werewolf identity, is adjusting to her new strength, but with it comes new challenges. Her pack calls her back, expecting loyalty. She's torn between her new life at Nevermore and her roots. And a new student named Sky, an alpha werewolf with a smug grin and sharp claws, doesn't make things easier. She sees Enid as weak softened by human friends and emotions. But Enid isn't the same girl she was last year. She's ready to fight for who she is, and more importantly, who she chooses to protect. The Addams family themselves also play a larger role this time. Morticia and Gomez uncover disturbing details from their own pasts, clues that link their bloodline to an ancient curse tied to the founding of Nevermore Academy. There are pages missing from the family grimoire, spells erased, and secrets buried in locked crypts. The deeper Morticia digs, the more she fears what her daughter might become. Could Wednesday be the answer to the prophecy, or its greatest threat? Even Lurch, the quiet and towering family servant, becomes a source of unease. Strange behaviors, cryptic humming, and late-night disappearances begin to raise eyebrows. It turns out Lurch has been guarding something in the Addams mansions. Lower chambers for years, a sealed vault never opened. Until now. What lies beneath may hold the truth about the dark force slowly surrounding Wednesday's world. But not every new face brings danger. Some bring confusion. Isadora Finch, a quirky psychic librarian at Nevermore, takes a liking to Wednesday. She seems harmless until she starts having dreams involving Wednesday standing in a field of fire, surrounded by broken clocks and bleeding ravens. Isadora warns her, time is running backward. You're not just being watched, Wednesday. You've already been chosen. Every new character, every returning family member, every change in Nevermore points toward one thing. Something dark is moving. And for Wednesday, the line between family legacy and cursed destiny is beginning to blur. She once thought being an Addams made her different. Now it might make her doomed. Asterisk beneath the stone floors of Nevermore Academy. Deeper than even the oldest archives, there's a sealed chamber that hasn't been opened in centuries. Until now, a hidden door, once thought to be part of the wall, cracks open after a sudden earthquake rocks the school grounds. It reveals a narrow staircase that descends into the forgotten belly of the academy, and at the bottom, a mural painted in blood and ash. It shows a girl in black standing among ruins, her eyes empty as shadows rise behind her. Below the image, written in an ancient script, one message is carved into stone. The raven shall awaken and the world will mourn. This is where it begins, the prophecy. A dark riddle that reaches back to the foundation of Nevermore itself. In Season 2, this prophecy becomes the beating heart of the story. It's no longer just about who's watching Wednesday, it's about what's coming because of her. As the visions grow stronger, she finds herself haunted by dreams that don't feel like dreams. She's standing in the middle of a burning forest, surrounded by people with no faces, while clocks tick backward and dead ravens fall from the sky. Every time she wakes up, her hands are covered in dirt. And once in blood, determined to uncover the truth, Wednesday turns to the only source of knowledge that might have answers. The forbidden pages of the Addams grimoire pages even Morticia had hidden from her. Within them, she finds references to a secret order of ravens, an ancient cult that believed in a child born once every 1,000 years, gifted with power over death and time. That child would either protect the outcast world or destroy it completely, and every sign points to her. But she isn't the only one seeking the truth. Dr. Blackthorn, the new head of Nevermore, has been collecting rare relics from across the world, amulets, scrolls, even human bones. She claims it's for study, but her private collection reveals a disturbing obsession with resurrection, shadow realms, and soul-splitting. Wednesday catches her performing rituals late at night under the cover of darkness, and worse, she's not alone. Several students seem drawn to her like moths to a flame, whispering of visions and promises of eternal power. At the center of this spiral is a mysterious book, the Raven's Testament, one-of-a-kind artifact sealed in a language no one understands. No one, except Wednesday. When she touches it, the symbols begin to shift, translating themselves in real time. It's as if the book knows her. That's when it becomes clear. This prophecy isn't about some distant legend. It's about her. Bloodline, her mind. Her very soul, Xavier, still emotionally tangled in his feelings for Wednesday, begins to experience psychic flashes connected to her dreams. He draws scenes he's never seen before, scenes from the prophecy. When he tries to ignore them, the images appear in his sleep, in the steam of his mirror, even carved into the trees around Nevermore. As much as he wants to protect Wednesday, something is pulling him deeper into her fate. Meanwhile, Tyler, now ISONED in a secret facility after being revealed as the Hyde begins screaming, one name over and over, the Raven Queen is rising. He refuses to explain what it means, but investigators find he's been carving the same ancient symbols into the walls of his cell. Wednesday visits him, hoping for answers, but instead he laughs and tells her, "You think you're hunting a mystery, but you are the mystery." Even the environment reacts. Nevermore's skies grow darker. The moon turns blood red during what should have been a normal eclipse. Animals flee the surrounding forest. Statues crack on their own. Something old is waking up, and it has been waiting for Wednesday Addams, one night in a hidden chamber. Behind the Academy chapel, Wednesday discovers a worn-out painting. It's centuries old, yet the girl in the painting looks exactly like her. Same black dress, same pale skin, same cold stare, but the name beneath it isn't hers. It reads Seraphina. Addams, the first Raven. This changes everything. Wednesday begins to question not just the prophecy, but her identity. Could she be a reincarnation of a forgotten Addams ancestor? Has her destiny already been decided long before she was born? And if the prophecy ends in destruction, does she have the power to stop it, or is she the one meant to unleash it? As the pieces fall into place, Wednesday stands at a terrifying crossroads. The prophecy offers no hope, only two outcomes, salvation or doom. The problem is, no one can tell which path she's walking. Not even her, there's a shift in the air at Nevermore. It's subtle at first, a coldness in the walls, whispers in empty hallways, students speaking in hushed tones. But soon it grows louder. Something is wrong, not just with the school, but with the people inside it. Trust begins to crack. Fear creeps in. And Wednesday Addams, the girl who once solved every puzzle, now finds herself caught in one she can't control. Tyler's return is not what anyone expected. After escaping from the high-security facility during a lightning storm, he vanishes without a trace. When he reappears weeks later near the edge of Jericho's woods, he's different, calmer, colder. He doesn't hide anymore. He walks through the shadows like he belongs in them. He tells Wednesday he's not the same person, that he's not to hide anymore. But the way he speaks, like he knows things no one should, terrifies even her. He claims the prophecy is not about saving the world. It's about balance, and someone has to tip the scale. "Maybe you're not here to stop what's coming," he whispers to her in the dark. "Maybe you're here to start it." Meanwhile, Xavier's powers spiral. The once gifted artist is now plagued with visions so intense they leave him bleeding from the nose and shaking uncontrollably. His drawings become violent, chaotic scenes of Nevermore burning, of Wednesday standing in flames, her eyes black as void. The images scare him, but what scares him more is that he's starting to believe them. Something inside him is changing. Something he doesn't understand. And the more he tries to help Wednesday, the more the visions tighten their grip. Are they warnings or prophecies of their own? Enid, too, is facing a storm. Her werewolf pack has come to Jericho. Led by her estranged cousin Sky, they pressure her to leave Nevermore, to abandon Wednesday and embrace her true nature. They say the prophecy will destroy all outcasts who aren't aligned, but Enid refuses to run. She made a promise to stand by Wednesday no matter what. But loyalty comes at a price. When one of her pack members is found dead near the edge of the woods, claw marks on his chest and symbols carved into his back, suspicion falls on everyone, including her. Dr. Blackthorn begins enforcing stricter rules at Nevermore. Cameras. In dorms, locked doors at night. Students vanish without explanation, only to return days later with no memory of where they've been. Rumors spread of secret meetings beneath the school, of rituals being performed in the dead of night. And always, those strange symbols show up again. On mirrors, on chalkboards, on skin. The tension rises. Friendships fracture. Even the Addams family begins to crumble. Morticia becomes distant, hiding old letters written by Serafina Addams, letters that speak of betrayal and sacrifice. Gomez, usually warm and open, now avoids talking about his brother Ignatius, who has taken to wandering the mansion late at night, speaking to paintings that seem to whisper back. Pugsley claims he sees someone standing outside his window every night at the same time, a tall woman in black, holding a raven in one hand and a candle in the other. And then comes the biggest twist. Wednesday discovers a hidden journal buried in the floorboards of her dorm room. The name on it, Larissa Weems. Somehow, Weems kept a detailed log of her final days before she was killed. She wrote of secret meetings with the school founders, of warnings that someone from the Addams line would awaken a forgotten power. Her last entry is dated the night before her death. It ends mid-sentence. If the girl in black ever touches the bloodstone key, everything we know, the bloodstone key, a mysterious object mentioned in both the grimoire and prophecy, said to open the gate of Serafina, the final seal beneath Nevermore that holds back the eternal shadow. No one knows where it is. Until now. It's not hidden in a vault. It's not buried in the woods. It's in Wednesday's necklace, the same necklace Morticia gave her as a child. The one she's worn all her life? The family heirloom that's always been there. She holds it up to the light, and for the first time, it glows with a faint red pulse. Realization hits her like ice water. She's not just tied to the prophecy. She is the prophecy. Now, every move she makes carries weight. Every choice could awaken something impossible to stop. But the people around her, those she trusts, those she fears, are no longer who they seem to be. Someone is working from within. Someone wants her to use the key, to break the seal, to bring the shadow back. And the worst part? It might be someone she loves, because in this new season, the monsters aren't hiding under the bed. They're sitting right beside her.